Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another video, finally. I know. It's been a while since we had an upload on the channel. I mean, at least like 5 days, 6 days. Maybe it's a week. But all that time off is leading up to what we are doing today. We have a 6-cylinder, an 8-cylinder, and a 12-cylinder, as you guys already know. Today, we're adding a 10-cylinder. So we're gonna jump in the Raptor. We're going for another road trip. I didn't even film the last road trip. The beautiful wifey and myself did. We went to Kentucky and we did a little bourbon trail tour. That was awesome. But we spent, 360 miles one way each way, so it's over 700. We just got home yesterday, and now we gotta drive to Philly. But before we go to Philly, we gotta make a quick stop at Clearview Federal Credit Union because we need money. And here it is, off we go. We've been driving really fast because 4.5 hours have passed. We've driven 321 miles and we're almost there. We're outside of Philadelphia.
Your destination will be on your right in 1,000 feet.
That's correct. All right, so it's time. I was actually here less than a week ago. I drove this whole way just to look at this car that I'm seeing right in front of me here. Now take a quick guess before you guys, don't cheat. You're gonna be able to see the car in like a minute or two anyhow. What car do you think it is? And I did an Instagram story and a lot of people guessed several different cars because it's a V10 with a manual. Some people guessed the right car, but most of the people did not. So take a quick guess, pause the video and type what car you think it is. BMW E60 M5. Yep, here it is. It's my first BMW ever, and it is an M car, of course. And in my opinion, the most epic M5 ever made. It is the E60 M5 with a V10. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The new car on the channel is a 5-liter V10 from BMW. Again, the E60 M5, producing 507 horsepower and 384 pound-feet of torque. So how many of you guys guessed that the new V10 car on the channel was going to be an E60 M5? A lot of people thought it was going to be a Lambo, an R8 or something like that, but this is what I wanted. I already have a supercar. I wanted a supercar sedan. They don't make cars like this anymore. This is a sedan with a V10. How freaking cool is this? And it is mint condition. There are a lot of videos about this car on YouTube from several high-profile YouTubers. There is no doubt that this car can have some issues. Rod bearings, oil pumps, electronical issues, transmission issues, mainly with the SMG automatic transmission though, but we're not gonna have to worry about that because yes, this is one of 1,300 that came to the United States in a manual. And it's not just a manual E60 M5. This is a mint condition car, one owner with 61,000 miles on it. When I found this car, I knew this is the one that I had to have. And I'm already in love with it. I've driven it 4 miles from the dealer where I bought it to our hotel here where my wife and I are going to be staying for the night. And again, this thing is in mint condition. Check out the leather. I mean, yeah, it's used, but you can hardly tell. This car is absolutely perfect. Now, even though the car has a reputation of being unreliable, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, this is a super sedan, and you know, when you look at the vehicles on the channel, you know, we have the Ferrari, we have my F-150, we have the Raptor. This is the super sedan that, you know, I've been wanting for a while. We've had sedans before, but that was just a Ford Fusion. I mean, I'm just completely blown away by this. It's as good as it gets for a 12-year-old car with 61,000 miles on it. That might also be because it was lady driven. It was actually a woman who owned this before me, and she took extremely good care of this car. I mean, look at it. Look at it. I had my eyes on another one before I found this one. Same year, it was a manual, but it had 3 or 4 owners. It also had over 20,000 more miles on it. It also had the old man spec, where this was wood grain, the leather was beige or brown or whatever you call it. I didn't really like it. It had less features. This one is, I mean, I can't say fully loaded because I don't know. I mean, this is my first BMW. I don't really know how well you could spec these back in the day, but it has heated and cooled seats. It has the active seats, whatever you call them, where the bolsters will tighten automatically as you're driving. Navigation, all that stuff, although I'll never use navigation in, you know, an old car like this. I'd rather use Waze. We have our cup holders. Look at that. And it's a manual. It's a manual. Since I've had the AutoVlog YouTube channel, I've never had a manual transmission car. But now we do. And it has a V10. It has a V10, boys. So I'm gonna ask my lovely wife, who usually doesn't want to be on camera, to just hold the camera so we can get a startup and a couple revs. So the car is fully stock, except for having tinted windows and a blacked out badge. I honestly don't really know what I think about this, but yeah. The owner also put in puddle lights. When I saw the pictures of the car, I thought maybe it had ambient lighting, but that didn't come on this car here. And when it's dark, you can't really see it now. BMW will light up on the driver's side. On the passenger side, there's an M badge that lights up when you open the car. It looks really, really good, but I'm just happy that the car is untouched. One owner, obviously clean Carfax. It's a manual. Again, it has a V10. Now it's a very quiet V10, so of course we're gonna get an exhaust on this thing and open it up a little bit. But other than that, I don't think I'm gonna do all that much. It's not gonna be some crazy modification build, because this car is a bit of a unicorn. Now, E60 M5s with the SMG transmission, you know, not dime a dozen, but there's plenty of them out there, and they have a very bad rep. They're slow shifting. I didn't want that. I wanted a manual, and now we have it. I am so stoked about this. I hope you guys are excited as well. It's my first BMW. I don't know much about BMWs. I've always loved them, but I've never owned one. So in that sense, I don't know much about BMW. I've driven several of them, but I've never experienced an ownership experience of a BMW. It has a reputation of being unreliable. Hopefully I can be lucky, but of course we're gonna do tons of videos of this. Today is just a quick delivery video. We're of course gonna take it for a quick spin, but tomorrow we gotta drive all the way home from Philadelphia, and that's when we're gonna get the true driving impressions. All right, so we're gonna go for a quick drive here, wifey and myself. Before you push this M button right here, the E60 has 400 horsepower. After you engage it, we have 507. God, it feels so good to drive a manual again. It is awesome. When are you gonna drive it, wifey? Huh? Finally, I have an M car, man. This feels good. It's gonna be a new experience for sure. I've I've always kind of joked about the competition to the AMG, but that was the M4. This is a naturally aspirated V10. You guys know how much I love naturally aspirated engines. In a typical BMW fashion, we're not going to use the turn signal. Alright, so there she is. She's all parked up next to the Raptor. So again, I apologize that it hasn't been a lot of uploads lately, but that's because first, schedules have been all messed up. Secondly, I've been hunting the perfect E60 M5 and I finally found it. It's just been taking time. So I apologize. And then we took a pretty impromptu trip to Kentucky, which we just came back from yesterday. So we've been pretty much, you know, and then driving today to get here, which is 5 hours. We've been driving for 2 days straight pretty much. And the sun is coming down here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up to the hotel room, I'm gonna edit this video, and then we're gonna have more videos coming on the M5, of course, on a consistent basis, along with the truck, the Raptor, the Ferrari, other car reviews and everything, just like we always do on this channel. So I love you guys. I hope you're happy with the new acquisition to the channel. I sure am. This is gonna be a whole new experience for me. I've never had a BMW before. I've never had an M car. And now, in my opinion, you know, I have one of the most ultimate M cars ever made. It's a freaking sedan with a V10. I'm so pumped for this. I think it's so awesome. It's so cool that they made cars like this just a few years ago. They definitely won't do it anymore. So I'm gonna quit babbling here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what type of videos you wanna see from an E60 M5. And if you're stopping by for the first time and you're a BMW person, you have some advice for me, let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.